Welcome to Universal Quantum Devices Setup and First Use video. Here we will go over how to connect to Logic16, get started with the software provided, and test that primary functions of your unit are in working order.
When you order the device, it is shipped with the following items: an introductory welcome letter, a printed manual, a CD including software and drivers, a Type 2 USB cable, and the Logic16 unit itself.
To operate your Logic16 and follow the testing performed in this video, you will also need a power supply, either a 12-volt 1.5 amp DC power supply, or a NIM-crate with positive 12 volts at 1 amp and negative 12 volts at 0.4 amps. You will also need an SMA cable.
As you can see, on the front of the device, there are 16 SMA inputs and 4 outputs. A USB 2 port is located at the front to connect to your computer. The power and USB LEDs will light up blue when their respective connections are successful. The error LED will light up red upon error detection. For example, this will occur if the buffer overflows. Note that all 3 LEDs light up briefly upon connection to the power supply.
On the back of the device, you will find power supply inputs for your DC power supply or NIM-crate. You can connect a 10 MHz external reference signal for timing stabilization with the BNC here, and any firmware updates can be made by connecting the Logic16 to your PC here with the user-supplied JTAG cable. Firmware updates also allow the user to switch between Logic16 configurations A and B. Configuration A has 16 channels with 156 picosecond time bandwidth, and Configuration B has 8 operational channels with 78 picosecond time bandwidth. Unless otherwise requested, it is shipped with Configuration A by default. More detail on how to perform firmware updates is given in the support documentation. The CD included with the device contains software, drivers, firmware, and documentation. You can also access the contents on our website at www.uqdevices.com/documentation. Let's go into applications. Here you can find some basic coding examples that will let you interact with the device using C#, Python, LabVIEW, or Visual Basic. There are 2 GUI available for basic interaction with the device: UQD Logic16 Correlation Viewer and TimeTag Explorer. For the purposes of this video, we will use the TimeTag Explorer. TimeTag Explorer provides a general interface where you can test all functionalities of the device as well as collect basic data without the need for coding. Once you have ensured you have access to your software, connect your Logic16 to a power supply and to your computer using the USB cable. The power LED light should light up to indicate successful connection. And once you press Connect on the software, the USB light should light up as well.
After connecting the unit, you can calibrate it to increase the accuracy of readings. Successful calibrations will be noted in the TimeTag Explorer window as we see here. To calibrate, simply push the button. For triggering off small signals, an additional DC calibration can be used. Make sure to remove all connections to the input channels prior to DC calibration.
We suggest, upon delivery of the Logic16 unit, to test all inputs are working. We will now go through the steps on how to do so without the need to install Logic16 in your experimental setup. To do so, we will use Output 4, which is a basic function generator that delivers adjustable TTL pulses. Here, we have connected it to Input 1. To turn on the function generator, go to the tab labeled FG and check off the function generator. You can also adjust the function generator period, high time, and pulse count. Once the function generator is turned on, go to the Input tab. You can name each one of your inputs to help identify them. Next, you should adjust the threshold level as appropriate for the signal you expect from your photon detection system, and choose to trigger off either a falling or rising edge. Note that for our test case, the function generator is simulating the photon detection signal and is a TTL pulse with a 2.5 volt high level into 50 ohm termination, so a 1 volt threshold is fine. Next, move on to the TimeTag tab to ensure time tags can be registered on each input. Check the Read Tags box to start. As you will see on the right side, it shows the time difference between time tags registering on channel 1. This means that both the function generator and input 1 are in correct working order and are properly connected. Hardware time tag filtering and gated operation can also be implemented on this tab, and more detail can be found in the user manual. As mentioned, if this is your first time operating Logic16 post-delivery, we suggest repeating this test for each input channel.
If you followed the steps in this video and everything has gone successfully, your Logic16 has passed its first use test. Should you encounter any problems testing, email us at info@uqdevices.com as soon as possible for support. If you need further instructions on how to use the software, other interfaces, or specific features, refer to the manual, our website, or please feel free to contact us directly. Thank you for watching.